Welcome to Information Operation Condition Status Update for May 29th, 2020. This week we have a key alert from the NSA. Sandworm actors exploiting vulnerability in XM mail transfer agent. Russian cyber actors from the GRU, Main Center for Special Technologies, have been exploiting a vulnerability in XM mail transfer agent, MTA software, since last August 2019. The cyber actors responsible for this malicious cyber program are known publicly as Sandworm Team. Now, for those of you who don't know, XM is a highly popular Linux-based email system. So it actually acts as an email server, takes email from one domain, sends it to another, or coming in from the outside and routes it to local email addresses. Can be used in any wide number of functions, usually is turned on by default. So if you're managing some of your own web servers, or you have a tech company that's hosting your website, you might want to check in with them to make sure they've got XM updated and locked down as much as possible. Now, if you're running your own servers, it's also important to understand that even if you have loaded Linux and you're running your mail off of an outside provider like Google Mail or Microsoft Mail or something like that, it's still highly important because the XM agent is probably running on your Linux server if you have it. So if you're not running mail on that server at all, which is really hard to do because in many cases websites need to send mail and things like that, etc. So just make sure it's updated, locked down, or if you don't need it at all, feel free to go ahead and turn it off. Some key additional CISA alerts. Apple patched their version of OS X recently. Microsoft released a security update for their web browser Edge. And of course, Cisco releases more security updates. I think a few of these came out on Friday after we went ahead and published last week, but just to get them up in our current coverage, here they are. So if you use any of these technologies, please go ahead and update. And we'll be right back right after this. So that brings us to our InfoCon small business chart. And if you missed the video, I'll put a link up to the top where it explains exactly how to interpret this a little bit and kind of provides an introduction into what this chart is for. And for this week, again, we recommend maintaining an IC4 level of awareness. So keep your executive team informed of anything going on, particularly the XM situation. So if they see anything weird with email, although my guess is you're not going to see anything at all unless you're looking at mail logs, etc., for that vulnerability. Let your employee base know. We're still in this COVID-19 thing, so keep your eye alert for any scams or any weird things coming in email, like get cured quick from COVID-19, etc., etc. Chances are it's mostly a scam. So be alert, be aware, and keep your ears up. Next up, we're going to delve in a little bit further into the paradigm shift that's upon us. So CNBC ran this article not too long ago. More big employers are talking about permanent work from home positions. And we see this a lot in the tech industry. But look, you can see right here, Mandela's, Nationwide, Barclays, they're all jumping on this. And check this out. This is what Jess Staley, the CEO of Barclays, said. There will be a long-term adjustment in how we think about our location strategy. The notion of putting 7,000 people in a building may be a thing of the past. Now, we kind of touched on this last week, but this really, really drives home the paradigm shift that's upon us. I mean, now that our workforce is completely distributed, we're all learning how to work from home, and we're getting things accomplished. Our productivity I will say those of us with kids are probably dipping a little bit more than others, but the productivity has remained pretty high. We've got a lot of active clients that are continuing to conduct business and move on like regular. So as we see things moving around again, we've got to prepare ourselves. We've got to prepare our homes even. Sometimes these, the home grade internet services may or may not be enough. Sometimes employers might want to put a VPN strategy in place between a home office worker and their main computing center. And sometimes those, for example, require static IPs and things like that, which you're not going to get off of your standard internet access ISP. So you might be a little bit of extra cost going on there. But stay tuned. We'll drop some pointers about this in the weeks to follow, and keep an eye on this particular space, because this, I think, is going to be a hot moving space in the next couple of years. And we as employers are going to need to react to it and figure out exactly how we're going to best support our employee base in a distributed world. Which leads us to some of the organizations that are best geared towards remote working. This published in Forbes from Statista. Check it out. It's kind of interesting. Software and IT is highly ready. You can see the light blue line there is percent saying they can be individually effective, and the dark blue line saying the entire industry can be effective. So software and finance, media communications, even design, public administration, these are all pretty high marks saying that they can be effective working from home. Even recreation and to some degree retail. You just look at Amazon. Other than the warehouses, Amazon is selling everything over the web. So it's a perfect model you can follow, and it's just kind of an interesting thing to look at. Again, just furthering this paradigm shift. We have, as you know, we at Delmarva Group live in the software and IT industry. We have been a distributed workforce now for quite some time, and we haven't run into any major issues. Collaboration can be better in a physical office, but our team, we talk regularly, and we use online systems to do that. We use video conferencing. We use chat systems. We've integrated our chat system with our website. So people asking for help can actually get right into our chat system, and they don't even know it. They're just on a website talking through a bot we have running over there. So very interesting stuff. There's a lot of opportunity here. So take a look. You're looking for a career change. Look at one of these top 2 or 3 things if you want the flexibility from working at home. And if you're a business in those spaces, it might be time to take a hard look at changing some of your paradigm. So thanks everybody for your attention and watching. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. There'll be links in the area below. There will be links to the articles we mentioned in the description section below the video. And please share it with a friend. Thank you. Talk to you next week.